Bernardo, Rodri, what a performance against Manchester United. What a win, but also setting you up perfectly for this game now against another rival in Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it was very important to start that way after the national break. Of course, we didn't have a great start, to be honest. But yeah, I think this talks about that we have to be patient and try to build up a bit the spirit of the game and the team this season. And yeah, I think the best game for doing that was a derby. So yeah, very pleased. Sorry for the game.
I would say also that obviously the focus now is on Napoli, because last season in the Champions League it didn't go as we wanted, and we got knocked out in the playoffs, which is not enough for the level that we have here at Man City. So we're very focused with Napoli, but we obviously know that we have a big game on the weekend as well.
But you say it didn't go well in the Champions League last season. It didn't go well last season, full stop, ultimately, in the end. And as you said, it's not been the quickest of starts for Manchester City, obviously with those back-to-back defeats before that Manchester derby game. So are you just finding your rhythm now and finding your feet ahead of this new season?
Definitely. I think we need to we know that we can reach a really good level. We know what this team is capable of. But at this level, you need to be consistent with your performances. You need to be consistent. And last season, if you look at the second round of the Premier League, we were the team with most points. So we know that we're not far away from that level of fighting for things. But if you keep doing mistakes, if you keep doing silly things, and if you're not consistent enough, you cannot compete with the top teams like Liverpool or Arsenal at the moment.
One thing Pep Guardiola did talk about was Erling Haaland in his performance. Another player was Phil Foden as well. But with Erling, he was saying that he's actually finding that he's performing better, even better than the treble-winning year. Are you finding that as teammates? Is it confidence and that helps so much?
Well, I think the individual confidence comes when the team has confidence. I think, of course, last year was a great opportunity to learn many things, and I think Erling and many of us learned about it. And yesterday I saw him deflecting balls and defending like an animal, and this talks about the spirit. And the other name you were talking about is Phil Foden, one of the most important players for our teams, and we need to recover him, because you can see how important he is and the talent for these key goals and these key moments he gave us not many far ago. So yeah, very pleased of these two talented players to come back at the same level. But as Bernardo says, I think we all need the best performance individually to come back to the level.
It's a new era, though, that we've talked about with Manchester City. I spoke to you before the season started. You've obviously taken on that captaincy as well. New players, you've got Donnarumma coming into the team. How are you finding it with your principles and your values in that locker room, being captain of this team?
Well, I'm starting my 9th season at Man City, so I've already experienced the process of, let's call it, a rebuild, when the old guys like Vincent, David, Kun Agüero, Yaya Touré, Fernandinho, when these type of players left. So I know for some players it takes time to understand and to put in work the plan from the manager. It's not easy to arrive here at Man City. For me it was difficult my first season. I can remember, for example, for Riyad Mahrez was difficult, for Jack Grealish was difficult, for a lot of players was difficult. So we're talking about top players. So I think that some of these guys need time, but they have the potential to perform at a really high level. And it's our job of the older guys to welcome them, to try and give them as much information as possible for this adaptation to be as quick as possible.
How do you welcome Donnarumma then?
Well, of course,
he's been there and done it.
With the hands open.
He doesn't need as much adaptation as some of the other, because he's already at a fantastic level.
One of the best keepers, if not the best of the world. And of course, when you just need 5 minutes to to see, you know, what he's gonna get into the team. I mean, he's massive. He can catch the ball in the air. He makes you confident about everything. I don't know. He made an incredible save yesterday. So it makes you like, oh, I'm so chill that he's in there, you know. But yeah, we came from one of the best keepers of this era with Eddie. That was massive for us. But now I hope Donnarumma makes in the same way because he has the talent for this.
When you use that word chilled, does it give you confidence that he's there?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's for the opponents, and not for me. For the opponents, it should be like you know, when you see the goal and you see that guy in there, it's so. We're so confident about it. But you know, like let's see how the team develops, because as we see, it's not individuals. We have to fit all together, and as Bernardo says, we have a lot of new players, a lot of new faces that they have to adapt into the system, and it's not easy. So the older guys, not in age, because I think we're still young. No, what do you think?
Well,
not
you're still young.
But in the team, we have to make sure they come in the key moment, in the good moment, you know, and to show the best performance.
I can just hear from your voice, you're so pleased to be back, so pleased to be in the thick of things. It's just weird though, isn't it, how fixtures come out when they're published, and a year ago against Arsenal, that 2-2 draw, you suffer that awful injury and you're up against them 12 months later.
Yeah, time flies in this way, for the good things, for the bad things. I had a lot of lessons and learnings from all these years. It was a tough year for me, but I always try to take the positive way. I think I rest my body for 1 year, so it's the positive thing. Now I come with this desire and this mentality to come back and to make the team again fight for things. I don't know if we're gonna succeed or not, but make sure that the team can fight for it. And for this is a process that the people have to know that it's not like this, is a process, and we're coming back in this way.
What is it though, Bernardo, about Arsenal? You have that rivalry with Manchester United, you've got that rivalry with Liverpool, you're all trying to compete for the same things, but with Arsenal it just seems to be a different kind of rivalry. Would that be a fair comment to make? Because there's been, it does have that edge to it, and that threat to spill over.
All rivalries are different, so I would say that Manchester United, they've been going through a quite difficult phase for their club through the last years. So it's a rivalry because we're in the same city. I would say that our biggest rival by far is Liverpool, because those are the guys that always competed with us for titles, and they managed also to win titles. And then you definitely see a team like Arsenal over the years getting better and better and being able to start fighting for those titles, even though they haven't still reached that level of achieving it. So the rivalries are quite different, but until now I would say that our big rivals were always Liverpool.
And what of Arsenal though of this season? Because the last time you played them, obviously you were injured in that game, you were wiped out from the first one. The 5-1 defeat, that did spill over, didn't it? Things were said, things were interpreted differently.
Well, yeah, it was a really bad time for us, and it was a time where we were really fragile. Like anything would happen to us. You would concede a goal, and the team would go down really easily. Like mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. The mood was not good. Everything was quite bad. And they took advantage of that. They saw blood and they took advantage of that. And that's the level when you play against these kind of teams. And we have to know that against Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea is getting there as well. These kind of teams, if you're not at your top level, you're going to suffer.
The one thing, Rodri, you did speak about in your time out, you talked about the physical strength, but the mental strength of players when you're going into, not so much battle, but when you're going into games every 3 days, how strong you have to be and how you have to manage that mental strength and not allow it to spill over like we did see against Arsenal.
I think for me was our, how do you say in English, was best weapon for us all these years, our mental strength, our, you know, like when the things got really tough, we step forward, and this is the champions mentality we have all these years. For me, it's the key, is the difference, because at the end the teams, the level are very similar. You know, have top players all around the league, and in this team is even better. So for me, that was the difference for us all these years. You know, to this little step, always able to win, always able to suffer every 3 days, able to be ready to win again and again. I think for me, we have to recover this spirit. We have to recover this mentality. Of course, the level will come, but the most important is in here. And I talk about it. We were able to win leagues and leagues and leagues because of this, not because the level or everything. Because I remember the last league title we won was because of save. You know, one save. So that's the difference. You know. So yeah, now we have a bit of, you know, trying of revenge for Arsenal, because we were in a bad moment and they took advantage of that. And yeah, we want to make them feel that we are not that team again, and we're gonna compete and try to beat them in the home.
How do you challenge that revenge then?
I don't like to use the word revenge, but
Captain doesn't like.
No. But I understand what he says, because like when you lose against a team 5-1, you feel the pain, you feel hurt inside, and you want to put things right. What I would say, what Rodri said, it's the most important thing. It's being able to compete 3 days after 3 days after 3 days after 3 days, because as you saw yesterday, we are able to compete at a really high level against Man United, for example. But then if after 3 days our level drops massively, that's not good enough. It doesn't matter. It's not enough to win a game 5-0 and then drop your performances and then go for a draw or lose a game. So what we need is to find the consistency to compete every 3 days. And for that, we need to do some things differently, and I think we're improving a lot.
Do you feel you will be there with Arsenal, with Liverpool, with Chelsea? You've mentioned Chelsea as well, in that springtime, in those months, the March, the Aprils, when you really do have to go into battle?
I don't know if we're gonna be there or not. What we want to focus is in the present, in today. We cannot think on title race or whatever. First, we have to look to ourselves, improve, be solid, make this stability in the long term, and then we will talk about this. Of course, right now I think Liverpool and Arsenal, they're a bit favorites of what they've done in the past, but still I don't think they know what we're able to do. So that's a good point for us. I think we want to rise the level, and let's talk on February, March, this month, if we can rise this level.
He's just whipped out the smile, that little sort of look that suggests that you will be there.
I hope so. I hope so, because I feel, and I know he feels the same way, I know that we can manage those moments. So if we get to that point, I know that we can manage those moments. We always say you cannot win a league until February, but you can lose one, and that's what happened last season. Definitely we want to be there, we want to be fighting for titles, because we know that coming February, March, if we're still there or close, we know that we can do it.